What's up? What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Hey, you guys, come on in, come on in, come on in. We are going to talk about Married to Medicine, child. Um, I was waiting to see, did I miss um Carlos and Heavenly's live? Y'all know I was out, and then as soon as I came home, I went straight to the panel. So maybe I missed it. Maybe I missed it. Um, I'd be very interested to hear what Miss matter of fact, that's what I meant to check on YouTube. I'll be very interested to see what Dr. Heavenly has to say about this episode. Um, I picked up my phone 20 times to check Dr. Heavenly's channel because I didn't get a notification, but y'all know it's YouTube, so uh let me see. Did she do it? No, they didn't do it yet. Okay. But I'd be very interested to see what Dr. Heavenly has to say about this episode because this episode was very, very interesting, honey. So we will get into it. We will get into it. We will get into it. Let me say hi to everybody. You guys come on in. Um, hey JP, I'd like to see her friends with Shamia again. Oh, y'all talking about Portia. We're gonna get to that. Kenya, Makia, Bila, Ruru, Katrina, CC Freak, Vintage, Xavier, Corray, J. Not a fan of Portia, but willing to give her a chance. Okay, JP, Citizen Jane, hey boo, Katrina, hey, CC Freak. Regardless of how everyone feels about Portia, she's good TV. Uh, she is friends with Shamia. JP, her Portia and Shamia, they still friends. They're together all the time. You must not follow her on Instagram. They're together all the time. Hey China White, Symmetry. Okay, they're gonna do it tomorrow. Okay, I'm definitely here for it. I'm definitely here for it. Hey Drea. All right. Did I hear that Portia has come back? Yeah, baby, it's in the thumbnail. Katrina. It's in the title, ma'am. It's in the thumbnail. No, Portia and Shamia are still friends. They're together all the time. They're yes, they are. They're on Instagram together all the time. Yeah. Um, they were just a couple was about maybe 2 or 3 months ago. They were all together over at Candy's at the Candy does karaoke at Blaze. And they remember it was around Christmas. They were all there together. They're all there together. Shamil wasn't in the spinoff because the spinoff was about her family. The spinoff was about her family. You're not on Instagram. Got it. Got you. All right, you guys. Let's get into Married to Medicine, and then we are going to talk about Portia. Don't let me forget, because I know I'm not focused on it. Or should I start with Portia so I don't forget to do it? Let me start with Portia. Because I don't want to forget to talk about Portia. So the neighborhood talk has made an announcement that Kenya and Portia are coming back. Now this comes off the heels of Candy saying that she will not be returning to the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Bravo Andy gave her flowers today, and I have heard from multiple sources that Candy absolutely made this decision. She was not pushed out by Bravo. She was not demoted by Bravo. That she actually really did make this decision to take a break. Do I think Candy will be back? Maybe. I think this might be a situation where Candy might take a year off. It might be cool with the year and realize that she can live without it and move on with other things. Or she might miss it and decide to come back. I do listen, I don't think Phaedra is coming back, y'all. I think had this happened last season before Phaedra went to Married to Medicine, maybe. But I think I don't know. I mean, the way they're shuffling cards down to the Bravo, I don't know what they're gonna do, child. They might. I personally don't think Phaedra is jumping over to Mary. I personally don't think Phaedra's coming back to the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Like I said, had this been last season before she went over to Married to Medicine, maybe. But she's also out of her element on Married to Medicine. So she may come back. I could definitely, I like I said, I don't even know anymore. Like I said, they shuffling the deck. I don't know anymore. I do think that they're desperate for a winning combination. But I don't know if they're as desperate to bring back the OGs after the warm welcome of the reboot of the Real Housewives of New York. But I don't know. Like I said, I can't call it on Bravo. No, they're not bringing Quad back. Mm-mm. I don't think they will bring Quad on the Real Housewives of Atlanta because, again, remember, see, we have to look at again. Here's where, and this is my opinion, you guys. Somebody left me a comment today and said I'm condescending. Do y'all feel like I'm condescending? Y'all feel like I talk down to y'all? If I do, y'all let me know. Okay. But I appreciated that person's observation. They weren't rude about it. They were not rude about it. They were like, look, I've been watching you for a long time, but this is what I've observed. I hope you don't take it no kind of way. And I didn't. And I responded very positively, but I was just like, damn, when did I do that? But you don't see yourself. I know I don't mean to be, but maybe I do come off that way. So let me just, when I'm giving you guys my opinion, it's just my opinion. You know what I mean? So, here's what I'm saying. I look at things from an employment point of view. Quad did not get demoted and fired from Married to Medicine because she wasn't good for the show. Quad got demoted and fired from Married to Medicine because she was hard to work for. She was hard to work with. She had built up a reputation, and production no longer wanted to deal with her. So that puts you in a bad situation for you to go from one production company to another production company on the same network. Y'all know people talk. Like, it's not a secret about Quad. Again, I know they made it look like a certain way on screen, like it was the ladies having a problem, and it wasn't. It was production. And remember, Quad was demoted. Well, actually, Quad was fired 2 years ago, and they brought her back. She they brought her back in a friend of capacity, and then last she was able to earn her main cast spot back, only to piss them off all over again. So I don't think, and I don't like the way they handled it on the show. I really don't. I don't. However, the reason why Quad is no longer on the show, it's not about her wanting to do something different or her wanting to move on. Yes, she is really friends with the ladies on the Real Housewives of Atlanta, but a lot of them they all move in the same circles. Like, they're all not all of them are friends, but they move in the same circles. All of them have have relationships with other people on other shows, because they're all down there together, and they all move in the same circles. So yeah. So that's just my opinion. Again, they're shuffling the deck. Who knows what the hell they're gonna come up with? We may very well see Quad with a peach. It could happen. I'm not saying that I think it's impossible for it to happen. I just don't know. Now, I am absolutely positively not shocked if Portia comes back, because that still hasn't. I ain't heard nothing from Bravo. That doesn't mean it ain't true. I'm just saying I haven't heard it officially. I'm not surprised that Kenya has resigned, and I'm definitely not surprised that Portia is back. Remember, last year Portia was supposed to come back, but they couldn't agree on money. Remember that. Remember last year Bravo wanted Portia to come back for last season, but I don't know if Portia was asking for too much money or whatever, but they could not agree, and the negotiations fell apart at the last minute. The one thing that we know about Portia this time around is Portia is not desperate for money. So she could afford to walk away. But what Portia did was Portia was very smart. What Portia did was she did not mess up her relationship with the network. She did the ultimate girls trip. She still was very friendly, Bravo friendly, I guess I'll put it that way. She didn't bash the network. She didn't talk ish. It just they couldn't agree on a number. So, boom. Um, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm checking something. Okay, you said DJ Richie said she's coming back. It still says allegedly, but again, I believe she's coming back. I believe Portia's coming back. I just believe that Bravo has not made an official announcement, and Portia probably isn't allowed to say anything. I'm sure they've agreed on when she's going to announce it and how she's going to announce it. I would love to see her go down to Watch What Happens Live and make the announcement or something like that. But I'm not surprised because I told you guys when it happened. You can go back and roll the tape. If I had the energy, I would go back and find it myself. But when we talked about when the whole thing went down with Portia and Simon, and when Simon's ex-wife Fallon, when she did her interview with Up and Adam and all of that, I told you guys then. I said Portia is not going to come back because Portia doesn't want to talk about the scandal. I said Portia is going to wait a couple of years so that when she does come back around, she ain't got to talk about it. And to be honest with you, I think she talked about it on Ultimate Girls Trip, which I think was very smart that she addressed it on Ultimate Girls Trip, even though it's still her version of the story. But baby, it's your version of the story. Just gonna have to be your version of the story. And didn't she do an interview? I think so. Didn't she do an interview? But either way, I'm not surprised that Portia's coming back. And I think it'll be good for the show. I think Portia brings a certain energy. I think Portia is happy. Like, I had my reservations. I still sort of have my reservations, but I honestly think Portia is happy. Now, maybe she happy because she living good. I don't know. That ain't my business. Um, I even applaud Portia for how she handled her spinoff not working out the way she wanted it to work out, the editing not going the way she wanted the editing to go. I think she did the normal criticism that people do, but then she let it go, at least publicly. Now, I don't follow everything that Portia does, so I cannot say that Portia has never made nasty or negative comments, but at least they didn't get a soundbite. Y'all know I follow the blog, so if she did say something, it didn't get much of a soundbite. And we know that show did not go the way she expected it to go, and it certainly was not edited in a positive way for her. I think Portia also did a good job of keeping her name in the reality world. She did a couple of those competition shows. So Portia, I think, played this very well. She stayed active on social media. She stayed friends with the girls. I think Portia played this very well. What do I think Portia will bring to the show? Expect to see a lot of her being happy. expect to see a lot of her and Simon googly. Because one, even if they're not as happy as they're pretending to be, she's got a point to prove. Thank you, Mia. You know what I'm saying? She's got a point to prove. So we're going to see that. Is Portia going to allow us to see her and Simon disagree? Her and Simon argue? Maybe. I anticipate a storyline with Portia being maybe a baby. Maybe family drama. Hey, Nay. Maybe family drama. But I mean like her sister or her mom. But we know it ain't gonna be real. It's gonna be Portia drama. Yeah, I don't see her showing us a lot of strife in her personal life, and it doesn't have to be. You know, we don't need to pretend like we're not happy if we're really happy, and I'm okay with that. Depending on who the rest of the cast ends up being, that will let me know her interaction with the rest of the cast. Right now, all we know is that is rumored to be Kenya and Portia. Somebody mentioned early on about her and Shamia. Shamia has been offered the opportunity to be on the show, and Shamia has turned it down. So I don't anticipate Shamia being on the show in more of a capacity than what she's normally been on the show. If they do bring Marlo back, I definitely see Marlo and Portia going at it. I absolutely see Marlo and Portia going at it. Whether it be a real beef or a beef that Marlo made up in her head. Because let's unpack that for a minute. Marlo can't stand somebody that's going to be in the room that's going to take away what she considers to be her shine. In her mind, she's the fashion girl. And listen, even though Portia likes to stay comfortable, she'll wear a moo in a minute. But we also know that when Portia wants to, baby, she can turn it up. And she absolutely has the money and the means to do it. And she can out design label Marlo on a bad day if she chose to do that. And I think that'll be a problem for Marlo. If Marlo comes back. If Drew comes back, which I don't think Drew is gonna come back. Hey, Ravine, yay, Kenya and Portia. I hope no Marlo and no Shar. I think Drew probably has one of the better storylines, like organic storylines. I mean, her going through this divorce, her having to pick up whatever the parenting situation is, her having to dive headfirst back into her career. I think those are legitimate storylines. I think the problem is over the years, Drew has been so disingenuous with her story that I think production is just kind of over it. Somebody left a comment under my video I did yesterday, I think it was, where they were saying Drew's sister, after seeing Drew's sister's interview with Make It Make Sense, that they would be interested in seeing her. I don't know if that I could see her being a friend of, being more active in Drew's storyline. I don't know if she's up for a full-time reality show type position. I don't know if she's up for that. Kim Zolciak, absolutely not. And somebody left that, they were having that conversation under my comments as well about we might as well let her come back. We care about what she's got going on in her personal life anyway. So to that I say, I'm not one of those people that give a damn about what Kim Zolciak has going on. I've stopped talking. I mean, when it first happened, I talked about the divorce and, we talked about a few of the stories, but I have not talked about the two of them in months because I'm over it. And I'm not interested in seeing Kim back in any capacity. I'm just not. I think as an audience, the things we let Kim get away with earlier seasons, she would never get away with now. When I look back on the whole Sweetie thing and how she dealt with Sweetie and how she talked to Sweetie. When we think about some of the insensitive comments she made about people, I I personally just don't think that that would be acceptable anymore. Do I think Kim needs the paycheck? Yeah, she does. But I'm not interested in seeing that. I'm just reading y'all's comments. I don't think Sheree is coming back. I don't think Sheree is coming back because what did Sheree bring? Like, we're sick of Sheree and her. Again, Sheree has given us the same storyline for 15 years. Like, it's literally the same story. She leaves, she comes back, and it's the same storyline. So yeah, I think we're over that. Yeah, I think we're over that. I just hope that they can find a couple of some new blood to tangle with Kenya, to tangle with Portia. Like I said, I'm here for Drew coming back. I know a lot of people aren't, but I am. I'm here for Drew coming back. Um, yeah, so that's that. So am I happy that Portia's coming back? I am. Who is Toya Rushing? You keep saying that name, and it sounds familiar, but I really don't know who that is. Tell me who that is, Miss Pretty Amazing. Who is Toya Rushing? Oh, you talking about Lil Wayne's baby mama? Let me say that. Let me say this. Me personally, I'm not interested in seeing it. But if she became a cast member, it wouldn't stop me from watching it. But I'm not interested in seeing it. I mean, I'm not interested in what she would bring. I would love to see Latoya Luckett. I would, because let me tell you something. That was the storyline I was looking forward to the most with T.I. and Tiny Family Hustle. Like, I didn't give a damn about T.I. and Tiny, and I love Monica to death, but I really didn't care that much about what Monica had going on because Monica's another one. She wanted to just show her in the studio all the time, child, and I was over it. And I love Monica, but I was over that. But I really wanted to see Latoya Luckett because of that was around the time that she was going through her divorce and she just had those two young kids. And not that I wanted to see her dealing with the heartbreak of it all, but I really wanted to see her triumph because I knew she was going to triumph. I knew she was going to come out on the other side of that. She was doing really well on Greenleaf and she was doing some other acting gigs, and so I was here for that. So I would love to see Latoya Luckett, and she agreed to do a reality show before. She may do it again. She still lives in Atlanta. I know she splits her time because of her kids and stuff, but she does still live in Atlanta. So I definitely, well, I believe she still has a house in Atlanta. Because I follow her YouTube channel, although I don't think she's been posting as often as she was at one time. But I know she was doing like her whole, the house that she bought, and she was doing the renovations and all of that at one point in time. So I would definitely be here for Latoya Luckett. I would. Is she friends with any of the ladies? I don't know if she is, but I don't think it would be a problem. I mean, we know she knows Toya, so I mean, if Toya comes on the show, they know each other. I'm not gonna say they're friends, but they definitely know each other. We know that Toya knows Candy, and I know Candy's not there anymore, but again, we know she knows Candy. Um, so I don't know. How about Kenya's pretty friend? They might bring her because she was supposed to be on the show and then she got reduced. I think she got reduced to a friend of. So maybe I would be here for it. I don't think they showed her enough for me to have an opinion about her one way or the other. I don't think I got enough of it. Do you think Kenya and Portia would finally band together or be beefing? I think they'll go back and forth. I think they'll have moments where they're not getting along and then they'll make up. I think they'll start off good and then something's going to happen and they're going to fall out and then they'll by the end of the season they'll be cool again. That's what I think. But yeah, so we'll see where this goes, you guys. I think what this means is, so let me tell you what this says to me. What this says to me is kind of what I said last night. I feel like maybe they were in negotiations with Candy, and either they wouldn't meet Candy's price, or maybe while they were negotiating, Candy was like, yeah, I don't want to do this. Sometimes you get to negotiating something and you realize, I really don't want to do this. And so I do think that. I mean, do I think that Bravo wanted Candy back? Yes, I do. I do think that Bravo wanted Candy back. But the fact that we went from last week, last week we went from nobody knowing anything to now within a matter of, 24 hours, we've gotten all of this news. What that says to me is that they will probably solidify a cast in the next week or so, and they'll probably start filming sometime in March. That's what all this says to me. Remember, Candy still has Candy in the game. They renewed it for a second season, and I think they've already filmed it. So Candy's not done with Bravo. And the way that Andy praised her today and gave her flowers on his radio show, it tells me that the door is very open. The door is very open for Candy. That's my opinion. Now I'm gonna tell you what I think is happening. I think Candy is going to be producing other content for Bravo. I think that she will be doing other projects with Bravo. Not another reality show for her, but I think that Candy may be building up projects where she'll be executive producing projects for other people. Maybe she'll do not another Candy in the game, but maybe she'll do a game show. Maybe she'll do a reality show based in Atlanta, but about something else. Like, I feel like it'll be stuff like that happening. You know what I mean? Because she did mention that she's got some really big projects coming up. And I don't feel like she's done with Bravo. I think she's just done with Atlanta, the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Right, the Lisa Vanderpump thing, So I that's what I anticipate. I hope Cynthia is back. Phil, I wouldn't mind seeing Cynthia back. And thank you for being a member for 9 months. I wouldn't mind Cynthia being back. A talent search type show that I could see the Candy Factory. I could see Candy presents the Candy. Because didn't she do something like that before where she was looking for a star or something? Didn't she do something along those lines before? Maybe on her YouTube channel or something? I'm not sure. But I could see that. Maybe they're going to give her, maybe they're going to give her Speak on it. Maybe they're going to make Speak on it a show on Bravo. Like, I see her still working with Bravo. I do not think that Candy walked away in a bad way. I just don't. The Candy Factory wasn't good. Yeah, but I mean, I think with maybe some tweaks and some twists and turns, maybe they can fix it and make it better. Busy is in the chat. Oh Lord, y'all. Do I feel like arguing with Busy tonight? Busy, we can already talk about Married to Medicine. Do you want to come? I'm not gonna be here all night, Busy, because I'm sleepy. But I wanted to do my Married to Medicine. Female version on Andy. I mean, maybe I could see it. I could see it. With Candy's connections, the Candy Factory could have good. That's what I'm saying. Like, I see her working with Bravo. I do not feel like I said, I feel like the door's wide open. And when she said that she has some big projects coming down the pipe, I really think that she's working on some stuff. I'll come up, but we'll fight. All right, I'll drop the link. The link is for Busy only, y'all. The link is for Busy only. We're not gonna be here all night, Busy. We're gonna get into this Married to Medicine. And I'm not arguing with you all night. And I love you down boots, but I ain't gonna argue with you all night. I ain't. She would have been great for the colorism conversation on the Real Housewives of Potomac last reunion. Mm. Do you see the link? It only dropped. I didn't see it drop down on both chats. I only see the link in the one chat. Am I only live on one channel? I only see it on one. Let me know if you see it, Busy. If not, I don't. Candy Factory didn't do well. Her spinoffs have low ratings. Yeah. I don't know if anybody would have been good for that colorism conversation. Let me say this to y'all, and I know I am not getting ready to have a colorism conversation. I'm not. I think it's hard to have the colorism conversation with people who don't have a basic understanding of colorism. Colorism isn't simply somebody who doesn't like you and they happen to be light skinned and the person they don't like is dark skinned and now it's colorism. That's not how colorism works. And I think we've gotten, when I say we, I don't mean me and you, I mean in general, I think we've gotten to the point where we just automatically think everything is colorism just because a light-skinned person don't like a dark-skinned person. It's kind of like what some people have gotten to with racism, that when a white person is critical of a black person, it must be because they're racist. And that's just not how it works. So I think, again, the big problem with the premise is that we have to start with an understanding of what colorism is. And that is why, in my opinion, it was disingenuous for anybody to attempt to have this colorism conversation and not put the proper people in place to have the conversation. There should have been someone who, a professional in that field, that could speak to the systemic history of what colorism was in the Black community. And then you can go on, and then we can go to that next place. You understand what I'm saying? And I think that, for me, and that is why whenever the conversation of colorism comes up, if you notice, if I'm on a panel and people, like, especially last year on the Whether You Like It or Not panel, and people would say, Really B never wants to talk about colorism. I don't. Not in this arena. Not in this arena. And that's no disrespect to the chat. And that's because I'm not assuming that y'all don't understand it. That's not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is that we have oversimplified what colorism is. So whenever somebody who looks like me tries to explain it, then the pushback is, well, you're just light skinned, so you're not gonna and I'm not gonna, I just can't. I'm not, and I can't. So I don't think that a conversation that serious should be approached from the perspective that we can just have a panel of people who are on reality shows who might be light skinned and dark skinned, and now we want to talk about color. That's not how that works. That's the same as just saying we're gonna put a bunch of white people and Black people together and say, talk about racism. That's not how that works.
That's, I mean, it could if you had the best a good moderator.
Right, but that's actually where I started. I said, for them to try to have that conversation without having a professional there that knows how to have the conversation and start with a basic understanding of what colorism is, because colorism isn't simply I don't like dark-skinned people. I mean, I don't like somebody who happens to be dark-skinned, and now all of a sudden that's not how that works. That's not what colorism is. So anyway, they were asking me about somebody said something about Candy would have been good for the conversation last season on colorism, and I was just saying, and
I don't know about that. But that's by popular demand.
Where's my brother-in-law? He ain't came and got you yet.
He's over here, babe. Can I get a Canada Dry? Put on clothes because you may be on camera.
You've had enough sugar. Yes, please tell him to have clothes on. You had too much sugar.
I needed a break.
So yeah. So anyway, with that being said,
we about to talk about the medicine hoes.
We're not calling them hoes. That's what we're not gonna do. So let's stop there. We ain't calling them the hoes.
Edwina said, "Oh my God, I had enough of him on the panel." You can leave, Edwina.
Don't do that. No, that's my now.
And these are your before you leave out the chat. Before you leave out the chat,
no, they not leaving.
You super chat. You have to super chat minimum 99 cents, and then you cash at me, Busy Blue, at least $5, and then you comment. Thank you. You want to say
hey, brother-in-law?
Hey, wait, there we go.
She can't see you.
Hey.
Okay, let's not give all of that to the internet. Thank you. I don't need these. Oh, wait. Can I get more ice? You the best.
Not you the best.
All right, so we about to get into the medicine host.
So first of all, you're not going to get on my chat's nerves.
They getting on my nerves.
No, you're
getting on their nerves. I just got here. I thought y'all was gonna open me with I thought y'all was gonna welcome me with open arms. I thought I was in the arms of the angels being over here.
Listen, you just gave them 2 hours, and they don't know if they can do another one.
JP, that's actually not true. DM me. Thank you so much, baby.
Anyway, let's talk about the Married to Medicine ladies.
Oh, okay. That's what we're doing.
Just what we're doing. Somebody told you to take a gummy.
How they know I haven't already done one?
Then you took the wrong one. If you took a gummy, then you need a bigger dosage. Because
I think I had the right dosage. Thank you, Kenya.
Anyway, so we start this episode off. We are at Dr. Simone's house, and everybody is coming together to go on this trip. But we quickly realize that some people are missing. Okay, we don't have a Dr. Heavenly or Damon. We don't have a Dr. Jackie or Curtis, and hell, Phaedra ain't there either. So Dr. Simone starts calling the people. She called Heavenly, and Heavenly told her, look, I ain't going. I ain't feeling it. I'm not happy about this situation. She called Dr. Jackie, and Dr. Jackie started crying on the phone, said that she just can't make it happen. She just can't do it. What are your feelings on, first of all, let's rewind. Let's pretend for a minute. Let's just pretend for a minute that production didn't set this whole thing up. Let's pretend for a minute that Simone was really, truly going to Hilton Head. What are your feelings on that?
Let's go to Hilton Head. Like, let's just go to Hilton Head. I understood slightly Jackie's husband's frustration. Oh, so we about to go back there. I think, I used to date people. I actually have friends like this too, where they bring you to a restaurant. Like, I remember one of my friends brought me to a restaurant when Kava used to be the really good Kava by medium rare in Easter Market area. And she was like, you better not go here with nobody else. But I was like, I like the restaurant. You're not always free. So then sooner or later, I forgot about it. And I was like, you know what? A friend came in town and I was like, oh my God, there's this good restaurant that I remember going to. I want to go there. And then we went there. And my friend was like, oh, so you taking other people to this restaurant? And I told you that it was me and you. Girl, you don't own this restaurant. I don't own this restaurant. I wanted to eat at Cava. That's why we went. I think that happened years ago. Now I'm planning a trip. I'm supposed to remember the infidelities and indiscretions of your husband while I'm trying to plan the trip. It did not make any sense. I'm sorry. Years later, I'm like, okay, where can we go? What's cheap? Oh, looks like this week. Punta Cana seems cheap. I don't want anybody coming up to me being like, oh, my boyfriend kissed and had sex with one of the girl. I was not thinking about that. I was thinking about the price, the trip, and everything else. And you putting way too much on it. Maybe y'all have a problem with it, but don't make it seem like I'm doing something. If you can't go, fine. I feel frustrated. I'm hoping you can attend. We're not talking about that. We're not thinking about that. As I was planning this trip, I was thinking about the budget, the activities, and the gross. Because he cheated how many years ago?
So here's my take on it. I'm going to pretend for a minute that this isn't a reality show. I'm going to just pretend like this is a genuine group of friends that have money, because that's important to my scenario.
Okay.
If my best friend planned a couple's retreat to the place where my husband cheated on me, we ain't going.
Do you remember every place that your friends' partners cheated on them?
That's not what I said. I didn't say.
I'm just saying when you plan a trip.
Wait a minute. Okay, I'll answer your question. Hold on. But so do I remember? The fuck yeah.
So 6 years later, you know where every one of your friends' partners.
First of all, let's not act like all my friends' husbands cheated on them and we found out about it. Let's not act like all of my friends. Okay, let's not act like all of my friends' husbands got that. It went viral. Okay, and it was everywhere, and I was publicly humiliated. What I'm saying is this: I'm not saying that Dr. Simone is wrong for forgetting, but what I am saying is, me personally, we're not going. Okay. She can have her trip, and I'm not even going. And listen, I'm not even going to say that I would make a big deal about the fact that how dare you forget that this is where my husband cheated on me. But girl, you're my best friend. You mad? You claim you're my best friend. So yeah, no, me personally. Now, okay. Do I think it needed to turn into all of this that it turned into? Because again, I'm moving silence. I'm moving silence. I don't do all of that. I just would have been like, busy, me and so we're not gonna be able to make it. And that just would have been it for me. I'm not doing, but let's be clear. Jackie didn't. It was Heavenly that did all the extra. Jackie ain't do all that. Not on camera, she didn't. It was Heavenly. Now, some could argue that she basically had Heavenly be her mouthpiece. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? What's up, kiss my cheeks? Hey, boo. Some might argue that, she allowed Heavenly to be her mouthpiece, which I can agree to a certain extent. But again, Heavenly, I will say this though. Again, in the grand scheme of things, Simone could have changed the damn location.
When did she, I guess, my question is.
I'm saying if this were a real situation.
If this was a real
not
situation.
Not a TV show, not produced. Because listen, at the end of the day, ain't nobody going to convince me that this wasn't production. This was all production.
When did Simone find out that, because it seemed like she had everything planned and scheduled and she was waiting for the girls to come. Can she take the location
if this were
the day
a real
of?
trip, but again, if this were a real trip, it would have been planned months in advance. Like doctors can't just on a moment's notice do a 4-day weekend. Like that just ain't how that shit works. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 doctors that 7 doctors that were just able to just clear their schedule for 4 days with a 2-day notice. That's just not real. Now, in the real world, where you need to actually plan something and you need time and people got to make deposits, yeah, you would have time to change it. But obviously, like I said, this is a TV show. They're told the dates of when the cash trips are going to happen. So they already have their schedules cleared, but they don't always know where they're going.
I'm with Dr. Simone. And that's on capital P. Capital P. I'm sorry, girl. Nobody is caring about you. You stayed with the man. But so you're gonna start going to, I don't know how many conversations y'all had. You gonna stop going to every airport, every country, every place. Girl, you stayed with the man.
Again, I just
isn't it a city or a place that they're going to? Girl, it's not. We not saying we're staying in the hotel room 173. We're trying to trigger you like that, girl.
But I think, okay, so I'm gonna move on.
Yeah.
Because we're not spending all night on this. But I think what I'm saying is getting lost. I
hear exactly.
No, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to people in the chat.
Okay.
I said, if this were a couple's trip, I do not want to be reminded on a couple's trip where my husband took his side chick. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
So if that means that I never, ever, ever go to Hilton Head again, yep. I'm never going to Hilton Head again. Now, does that mean you can't go and you and your partner can't go? No. Because again, like I said, I wouldn't have handled it this way. I just would have said, we're not going. Now, if you had asked me, if you had said, damn, really, B, I really want you to come. Why y'all not coming? Then I would have said, you know, that's where that nigga cheated on me, right? Then I would have been like, you do know, you remember. But I would not have. That's just how I roll. If me and a group of friends, and I do it all the time. If they say, hey, you know, we're getting together and we're going to XYZ restaurant and I hate that restaurant, I just be like, oh, nah, I'll catch up with y'all another time. But I'm not going to rain on y'all's parade because clearly y'all like that place. Y'all already said y'all were going. You're inviting me. So I wouldn't have handled it that way. But yes, absolutely. On a couple's trip. Now, if it was going to be a girl's trip and we're going to Hilton Head, that might be something different. But you want me to take my man back to the scene of the crime? Nope. Not on the where it's gonna be all couples and Phaedra, because she don't count. But it's gonna be all couples. So the whole weekend that we supposed to be coupling and canoodling and spooning. No. And that doesn't mean that I'm over what he did to me. But that don't mean I want to keep repeat. I don't want to be reminded of it either. So that's all I'm saying. But again, I don't think that it needed to be blown up the way it was blown up. But again, it's a TV show. So, you know.
Okay.
So Phaedra showed up, and Toya actually says, what Phaedra doing here? She ain't got no man. And Toya said, not Toya. Simone says she can come with me. Okay, so that was fun. So if he was caught at the hospital, would she stop having babies there? Y'all really doing a lot. Again, I think y'all are missing it because y'all want to miss it. Because I said a couple's trip. If Jackie got to go to work at the hospital, Jackie got to go to work at the hospital. That ain't what I said. I said a couple's trip. I'm sure that Curtis went a lot of places other than Hilton Head. Hilton Head is just where he went viral. I'm sure that Curtis was all up and through Atlanta. He probably stayed at a couple of hotels downtown. I'm sure that was not Curtis's first romp. Okay.
Exactly. Hilton Head is where he only got head, but there was other places where things happen. Go ahead, tell him really big. Let's go to the next part.
So they get on the bus. Now, I'm going to tell you what else I'm sick of. I'm sick of this whole storyline with, what's up, Princess? Hey, boo.
Hey, Princess, with a wig on.
I'm sick of this whole storyline with, what's the, Dr. Alicia and her Neanderthal husband. I'm sick of it.
Why?
I'm really sick of it. Because I feel like we're making too big of a deal. Like every 2 minutes, they got to bring up the fact that her husband had this Neanderthal thought process.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to tell you where they lost me. This is where they lost me. When they were on the van on the way down, and they were talking about oral sex, and he said that's just not a big deal. That's not a big thing for us. And he was like, in his confessional, he was like, in African culture, that's where he lost me. Africa's a continent. There's no African culture. There's Nigerian culture. There's Zimbabwe culture. There's Kenyan culture. There's no African culture.
Or maybe there is. We're American. Like we don't know what's going on in Africa.
But we're North American. We're the United States of America.
Yeah, well, we're North American.
We're not the continent.
I don't know the culture. I cannot deny what culture Africa has. I don't live there. I'm not from there, and I don't think you can either. Fair.
Not fair. Moving on. My thing is, here's the thing.
I love their story. I think what I love about their story is that this show, and I think Bravo in general, empowers women to be themselves, to love themselves, to be happy about the things that they like, the ups and downs that they're going to have with their friends and their families, and to showcase that, and you see yourself in these characters. And I think what's great about Married to Medicine and this new couple that's on there, Alicia and her husband, is that you can actually see that these husbands care for their wives. And they're like, you are doing it all wrong. Like this is weird. And you can tell that there's a difference between where they grew up or their ideals and what American ideals are, where in this country, we're more apt to women have rights, the things that they think about, what they're saying, how they feel, and things that they want to do. And men can help with everything else just as much as women can. And it's good to see the dichotomy because, excuse me, it's more so the men who are like, bro, you're doing this all wrong. And there's a lot of times that, especially in Black culture, where we see these, what's that man's name who died?
You really gonna need to be more specific.
The Samuels man who died, who hated Black women, but he died with a white woman.
Oh, Kevin Samuels.
Kevin Samuels. You see a lot of Black men in our community who are like, yeah, women need to da 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 da. They want to go to this archaic thing, and these archaic ways, and they making $30,000 a year. So it's good to see that these men support their wives and are like, you don't need to act like that. That's very weird. We don't do that here. I even loved when Alicia's husband, because that's what I'm going to call him, Alicia's husband came downstairs and what's his name? Dr. Eugene was making the eggs. And he's talking to him about the stuff because I feel like Alicia's husband would never do no stuff like that. And it's not important to him. And he doesn't see it as something that a man should be doing. But Dr. Eugene loves to cook. And he wants to cook for his wife. And he wants to be...
right, but that's what I'm saying. He was just doing too much because now you're offending everybody. Like you've gone from...
But people aren't like that.
But now you're gone from that to offending everybody because, like Eugene said, like, bruh, I enjoy cooking. And some of the best chefs in the world are men. Mm. Oh, my father would kick my butt if he saw me standing in the kitchen. Boy, go sit down somewhere. Like, here's the thing. Do I think that he holds those beliefs? To a certain extent, yes. But do I think that he is... between him and production, I just felt like every time he opened his mouth, it was something... chauvinist. And I'm sorry, like from the whole season, that's all we've heard from him. And maybe that is all he talk about, but I refuse to believe that that's all this brother says. I'm sorry. I can't. So for me, I was just like, I'm sick of it. Like, we get it. You're a Neanderthal. And here's the thing. Here's what I don't want Dr. Alicia to do. What I don't want Dr. Alicia to do is start acting like it's a problem now. Because, ma'am, you married him. Y'all got 2 whole kids. Clearly, you were okay with it.
I don't think she's acting like it's a problem. I think she's vocal to a point. Like she says what she means, and to the point where she realized it's not gonna change. And I think that she's just gonna stay with him regardless. Um, but I do love the fact that all of this is being brought up because these are, these Kevin Samuel girls. They don't know how to shut up. They feel like they got the remedy. They know what's going on. These port bro girls, they feel like they know everything. They got it all. The women's supposed to be like this. It's supposed to act like this, even if I'm working at Trader Joe's. And this is what they think. And so I love this dichotomy. I really do love them on the show. I wish they were actually more full-time because the men are laughing at him and telling him you are doing wrong. And I actually love when men come together and say, and look at women as, we equal. She got just as much to do as you got to do, and nobody's better and greater than anyone else. And we don't see a lot of shows like that. And in our community, we don't see a lot of stuff like that. I love them on the show. I want more of it on the show. I love how Dr. Alicia is like feeding into it. Like, girl, he told me to talk to you because she said that you so supple and you know how to treat a man. Because Phaedra's in that Southern hospitality. I'll do what I can for him. I mean, you want some lemonade, boo? Mm-hmm. I loved him on the show, and I love his honesty. He's stupid as hell, but I love his honesty.
Ciao. Thank you, Turnip Greens. I think you articulated exactly what I was trying to say. American culture includes all ethnicities, excuse me. So you need to say Black culture or a regional culture. That's why saying African culture makes no sense. Thank you. I think that's exactly what I was trying to articulate. Moving on. So anyway, the couples are there and they're getting ready to sit down and have a good old crab roll. Of course, Toya had to complain about the house because Toya can't do anything without complaining about something.
Amen.
She can't. I think some people, that's just their personality. I think Toya just don't know how to not complain.
Yeah.
Like she was like the pool in the front of the house. Oh my gosh. Girl.
Well, she's had several homes. I think she's more I think she's equipped to know what it's supposed to look like. I think
she just has to complain. So as they're getting ready to sit down to dinner, who pulls up but Heavenly, Damon, Curtis, and Jackie?
Were you shocked?
Yes and no. So again, I have to say I was shocked from a real world perspective. Mm-hmm. I wasn't shocked from a show production perspective.
Okay.
There's no way in the world that production was going to allow Heavenly and Jackie to not be at the cast trip. That just wasn't going to go down. Now, what I didn't know was I didn't know that Heavenly didn't go. I knew we saw in the previews last week that Dr. Jackie said she wasn't going, and we saw her pulling up. But I didn't know Heavenly didn't go. So I knew when we didn't see Heavenly, I said, oh yeah, they are not gonna sit here and let Heavenly and Jackie not go on the damn cast trip. I'm scared to say this, but hold it down for a minute, Busy, while I run. Oh, I'm scared to leave you in charge.
All right, so y'all catch this. So then Heavenly and Dr. Jackie come. I was shocked because when Simone and them got off of the phone with her, she was like, oh, I'm sorry, I gotta get off the phone. She was so distraught. She was so upset. Y'all put it in the comments and be real with me. And this is the worst thing for her to do. But put in the comments, be real with me. Y'all not going to places anymore after your friend's man cheated? Y'all not going to Hilton Head? Y'all not going to Poughkeepsie? Your man cheated in Atlanta, so now you can't go to Atlanta anymore. Your man cheated in Houston, and y'all voted in Houston. Y'all not going to Houston no more. Be real with the girl. Tell me. It seemed weird. If I'm gonna go, I'm gonna go. And you're not the
You just can't let nothing go. We are done. We have moved past that.
She bad. All right, so they get into the house and everybody start going through their rooms and they're talking. And then I want to get to the dinner scene when everybody talking and conversing.
That's where we were when I left. We were at the dinner scene. So
you was talking to Jay.
Do you see a Jay?
No, I was saying, were you talking to Jay? You're not answering the question. Y'all, she got a man.
I do not have a
man. He's got a man at home. Yes.
I do not have a man. Moving on.
Oh, she said she don't want Jay. He wasn't man enough for me.
So we are back. We're at dinner. And Heavenly and Simone get into it again over Jackie again. And I'm going to be honest, I'm tired of this argument. I feel like we've talked it to death. Let's get to the sweet tea piece of it. Now, before we get to the sweet tea piece of
it. Wait, no, hold on. I'm tired of Dr. Heavenly feeling like she needed to be the public defender. I'm not mad at Simone feeling like, why would you think that I am that? You know how I feel about people trying to attack my character. Why do you feel like I am the type of person who will try to malign Dr. Jackie? This is my friend. I wasn't thinking about that. There was not anything in our mind. This is the place we thought of, and this is the place we went. Why would you even say something like that to me or think that I would do something like that? And I feel like Dr. Heavenly played a heavy role in putting it into Dr. Jackie's head. Like, girl, this is wrong. You see what they doing? They picking the wrong place, girl. This bad. I didn't like that.
I agree that Dr. Heavenly coming at Simone, I thought was really effed up. And really making it out to be like, I love her, you don't. I'm her friend, you're not. Mm-hmm. I'm the good friend, you're the bad friend. Like, I absolutely, I agree. Listen, I agree with you 100% on that one. And I'm gonna be honest with you, and I'm gonna say the other thing I want to say is this, and I don't want to revisit, but something that Cecil said that I do agree with is, again, in this environment on the show, again, you got to remember, we're 10 seasons in. Mm-hmm. Cecil's not stupid, and he's not new to this. I mean, Curtis, whatever. He's not new to this. Curtis absolutely understands. Production chose Hilton Head. They chose it for a reason, and it's going to be drama. There's no way that production was going to allow this to happen without somebody, whether it be Toya, whether it be whatever, Alicia, hell, they probably would have got Sweet Tea to do it without somebody bringing up the infidelity. So Curtis wasn't stupid. He knew what it was. And so from that, again, I know we're supposed to be reviewing the show, and y'all know I hate doing the whole production stuff, but we can't ignore the fact that Curtis knew what it was. Jackie knew what it was. We can't ignore that. We knew that's what was going to happen. So when Cecil was like, and when Eugene and Cecil was like, well, who was going to bring it up? Who was going to bring it up? And even Toya, who would bring it up? Toya, your ass would have probably been the first person to say some shit.
Right.
So Jackie, how does it feel being back here at Hilton Head? Like, had Jackie not said something and not made a big deal about it, you really think they would have gone that whole trip without somebody bringing that shit up?
Possibly.
Be honest, Busy.
I 20%. 20%. I believe that nobody would have brought it up, which is a low number, low amount. I'm not gonna give it 0, but I'm gonna say there's a 20% possibility that nobody would have brought it up. I'm on your side.
Okay,
y'all be wanting to be mad at me. Let's go to Sweet Tea.
Now, what I think is, and I hate to always say editing, but I honestly think that a lot was edited out of this argument / conversation because I don't understand why Sweet Tea was so activated. I feel like something happened that we didn't see. What?
I'm waiting for you to finish.
Because here's the thing.
Tell me the thing.
Did it not seem like she was just straight up on some fuck you, Jackie, bitch? Like,
No.
I was like, what?
It didn't just seem like that to me, no.
Of course not. Of course not. Say your piece on Sweet Tea.
Let me tell you something. Since this girl has gotten here, these ladies have tormented her. And you know what? If I was a newbie coming in, say I'm just new to, the group, housewives, whatever. One, y'all came to my house. I brought y'all to my house to this Western party. Y'all remember, I need to go off here soon. Y'all remember Dr. Jackie coming through? Oh, these are quad chandeliers. This is quad house. Oh, so you changed up what quad did. This is still the same. This was all in the first episode. That lady came
right,
in.
but it wasn't Jackie. It was Heavenly.
Quad
but it wasn't Jackie. It was Heavenly. So why is her?
No,
keep going,
Dr. Jackie, not Heavenly. Dr. Jackie was doing this. She was like, "This is Quad's house." You could go back to the first episode and then apologize to me when you see it. She was like, "Oh, I love being in Quad's house." You definitely changed it from what Quad had going on. Quad had these things. Oh, the Quad, this is different. Oh, I remember Quad had. You change Quads? She was very rude. One. Then we keep bringing up Dr. G's indiscretions. Whether he punched the girl, cheated, whatever it was with his ex-wife, we keep bringing that up. Then y'all bring that hoe to my bachelorette party. Okay, it's a compounding effect where
the chat is saying Jackie said it. Okay, so Jackie said it. Okay.
And it's a compounding effect, and then now it's Jackie's turn because throughout all of these episodes, it's for Sweet Tea dumb. Oh, she's just taking on whatever she wants. Oh, she really don't got a person. She taking over Jackie's home. I mean, Quad's home. Oh, and she really Dr. G not giving her nothing. Oh, this look good. Oh, okay, this look good. They doing all this stuff. You bring that lady to my bachelorette party. You do all of this rude stuff. And now it's like, oh my God, can I get a minute to breathe? Boom, you get a minute to breathe. And now it's time to talk about Dr. Jackie. And Dr. Jackie's like, oh no, not my turn. Fuck no, bitch. Y'all been on my back since all of these episodes, talking about my husband, talking about the house that I created, talking about my wedding. Y'all brought her to my bachelorette party. Y'all making me sound like I'm dumb. I don't know what I'm doing. And now finally the heat is off of me and y'all saying no. Girl, it's time for you to be in the hot seat. It is time for you to be in the hot seat. Because why is it only my season? Dr. Jackie ain't had no hot seats in a while. Girl, she had that one season and we moved past it. Girl, we can't. The whole season can't be about Dr. G and Sweet Tea. Your turn. Tag, you're it. Your turn. Your turn. And I was with Sweet Tea when she's like, well, if you have something to get up, you have something to get off your chest, Bitch, I do. It's your turn. I'm tired of everybody talking about me. I can't be the main character. Everybody keeps saying, oh, Sweet Tea need to leave. Sweet Tea need to leave. Oh, this need to be her only season. Are we sure? Because every episode we talking about how dumb Sweet Tea is, her wedding, how she take Quad spot, Dr. G, everything. We all need Sweet Tea to leave, but she's the only topic of conversation. And as soon as we get a chance to talk about another doctor, oh no, we need to leave it alone. And no, I can't come into his. It's my husband's. Girl, your turn. Your turn. Just as much as y'all talk about my man, and what he did with his ex-wife or what he didn't do with his ex-wife, how he's moving now with his new wife, pregnancies, everything. Your husband's now in the hot seat. Y'all can't be any, mini, money, mowing this shit. And it's making me upset that they keep trying to force Dr. G and everything that he got going on with his wife to be front and center. And Sweet Tea just got to take it. And everybody keeps saying, oh my God, I can't wait for her to leave. She's the only topic of conversation. And because as soon as we get to y'all main character, holy Dr. Jackie, she's like, oh, I don't want to talk about it. Oh, I don't want to go back to the main. Oh, girl, no, it is not fair. You a B, F you, and we gonna talk about your now. Did you F that mistress over here in the corner? What hotels did y'all go to? What places did y'all visit? Sweet Tea better than me because I'm an a-hole. I'm an a-hole. Yeah, after y'all been throwing, all of y'all been throwing this stuff at me. So where did you take her when y'all screwed? Any excursions that you did with her? Since you want to talk about me and my husband, did your husband take that mistress snowboarding? Y'all went horseback, right? What restaurants did y'all go to? It's your turn to be in the hot seat since you got my husband in the hot seat. I'm with Sweet Tea 125%. All y'all off limits, but you want to get on me and mine? And you know how I feel about my man 10 toes down. You won't say nothing about him. I'm sorry. I can't deal. Jackie, F you.
You get that all off your chest.
Barely. I just want you to get a chance to talk.
10 agrees. Yes, honey, yes. So here's what I'm going to say. I feel you made some very valid points. However, I disagree with a lot of what you said. So here's what I'm going to say. You actively pursued this man. You agreed to be on a show with his ex-wife's friends. What the fuck did you think was going to happen? You live in that woman's house. You knew she was on the show when you agreed to be on the show. So you knew you were going to have to be around her. You knew you were going to have to film around her. So for you to say that what they're doing to Sweet Tea is the same as Dr. Jackie revisiting the infidelity in her marriage, I don't think it's the same. That's my opinion. I don't think it's the same. Now, do I agree that they hazed her up and they was a little extra? Yeah, I do. I think they did. I think they hazed her up a little bit, but I also feel like you were a fan. You slid into this man's DMs knowing exactly who the fuck he was, knowing everything about what he was accused of on the show. You told him exactly what he wanted to hear. You could give him a baby, knowing good and damn well that's all he ever wanted from Quad was for her to damn get pregnant and have a baby. And you absolutely agreed to go on this show, knowing that that is exactly what your storyline was going to be. You had to know walking in the door that your storyline was going to be Quad, Quad, and Quad again. Now, you can have all of those feelings, but again, that is where I feel like we missed some of that argument that would have made certain things make sense. And maybe I would feel differently because Jackie didn't do anything in that moment, in my opinion, that warranted you calling that woman out her name like that. Now, there may be a part of the conversation we didn't see, but in that moment, I don't think that her conversation at Jackie was warranted. Now that's my opinion. And even her husband. Now let me tell you the one thing that I ain't got a lot of nice shit to say about Greg. I don't. But the one thing I will say is I respect how Greg handled that because he was supposed to have his wife's back publicly and privately correct her. And he tried. He tried to say, look, you might need to apologize because you was doing a lot. You kind of did a lot. And you might need to apologize. You did call that woman out her name. But I will say that, and I ain't got a lot of nice shit to say about Gregory at all. But I do feel like he handled it well. Now, so I heard what you said, and I know you don't agree with me, and that's fine. But how do you feel like how Greg handled it? Do you like how Greg handled it?
I do. I know that
And busy, I got 10 more minutes because I'm tired. It's been over an
Oh
hour.
yeah.
I ain't mean for this to
I was about to
last
get off
longer
here
than an
before-
hour.
I was about to
but
get off
let's
here
go.
before that. I flip off at the handle, and when my emotions take over me, nobody can stop me. Not God, nobody. But I also do agree with later he was like,
God can stop you, but moving on.
he'll try. I mean, I feel like he's like, you about to go if you keep playing with me, and I'm like, I know, but I gotta just take it a step further. I love how later on he was like, or was it Greg or was it Eugene? One of them said, yeah, I do feel like maybe Sweet Tea went a little too far, but then also Jackie was trying to son her, calling her little girl, little baby. Oh, I'ma get you together. Like it's those subtle things, yo. We in a friendship group together. Don't sit here and try to talk to me like that. And I feel like Dr. G handled it the best way he could. Nobody gonna stop me when I'm upset and when I'm mad. He did allow her to get those feelings out. But then also I think it was Dr. Eugene. I feel like it was him or it was Dr. G. It was one of the two who was like, yeah, but Dr. Jackie was wrong trying to son her. Y'all put in the comments if y'all remember who it was. But one of the men was like, yeah, she's trying to son her. Calling her little girl. I'm gonna get you together.
Now, yeah, she did call a little girl. Now she did do that.
And it's like we got to give Dr. Jackie all of the passes.
She did do that. She did do that.
I'm gonna get you together. We gonna handle this. We gonna get you together. And it's almost like we give Jackie all the passes. Now, does Sweet Tea run extremely off of emotion? Yes. So it doesn't come off the right way, and it can come over. The first thing she could say is "F you, B." Now, was it the best way? No. But the read was not as different as Dr. Jackie saying, "I'm gonna get this little girl together. Yo, we gonna have to have a conversation. Girl, we know what you saying. We not dumb." And it's almost like we got to give Dr. Jackie all the passes because Sweet Tea cursed. Dr. Jackie is just as disrespectful.
But she did call it that after Sweet Tea came for her, though.
She's been treating her like that from the beginning.
Well, listen, my thing is, that's been Sweet Tea's read for them the whole time. Every time Sweet Tea got something to say, the first thing she do is talk about how they old. So if she can call them old, if she can call them old, then they can call her a little girl.
The facts are the facts. You are old.
Well, then she is a little girl.
She's a woman.
She's a little girl.
All right, let me get off of here because I got some stuff to do.
Anyway, okay, this last part. The next morning, they're on their way. The guys are going into a cooking class. The ladies are going to play golf. And on the van, Sweet Tea does apologize to Jackie, and Jackie is not here for it. And I'm like, Jackie, you got to give me a minute. I'm good. Once I'm mad, once I'm gone, I'm a Cancer. Once I'm gone, it takes me a while to get there. But baby, once I'm there, you got to let me calm the fuck down. And I'm telling you now, I would have done the same thing. Well, actually, I wouldn't have done the same thing that Jackie did. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, my ignore game is strong, baby. Sweet Tea would have said what she said to me, and I would act like I didn't call me. And people could call me childish all they want. That's fine. I'll take that, baby. I just sat there like I didn't hear a thing she said. I'd have been like, they'd have been like, really, B? Did you hear her? Yeah.
That's how Jackie acts when her patients ask for time off of work.
And on that note, we're gone. Good night. Love y'all. Thank
Love
you,
y'all.
Busy.
I'll talk to you later.
Bye. I ain't doing this with Busy all night. I'm gone, y'all. I'm tired. I love y'all. I'm tired, but I'm tired. And I ain't doing that with him all night. Mwah. I'll talk to y'all later. Your husband's a Cancer, so you understand, child. You understand. Doesn't everyone see it's really not Jackie that's bothered, but Curtis. Curtis is bothered. She's just protecting. I'm gonna read some of your comments before I get out of here. All right, y'all. I'm going to bed. I love y'all. Mwah. Peace.